Dear students, let us start the discussion on today's newspaper, that is 18th June 2016. The first article is related to Mr. M.K. Narayanan and his analysis on recent visit of Prime Minister Modi to United States of America and the deals that are inked between US and India. So in this context, the first one is the way forward on clean energy and also climate change was appropriate in this particular meeting. So here, two funds were created with regard to green energy are concerned. A $20 million India-US Clean Energy Finance Initiative. Second is $40 million US-India Solar Catalytic Finance Initiative. So under this, hitherto unconnected villages will be connected with solar energy, and then the 20 million unconnected households will be given the clean energy under the Clean Energy Finance Initiative of India-US. Now, along with that, the major relationship is on defense and security. India was declared as a major defense partner by United States of America. It was reported that it will provide a license-free access to weapons to India, and the dual-use technologies also will enter into India without any restrictions. But it is a half-truth. And it is also said, incidentally, India also signed missile technology control regime. So it also eases the space for India to get access to the dual-use technologies. Now, sensitive dual-use technologies in India, if they have to be supplied, they need to be authorized by United States law. The US system functions on the basis of checks and balances. It means that any transfer of this sensitive technology to India has to be approved by the United States legislature. So, there is no blanket approval for transfer of all the dual-use technologies to India. And the second is, on the trade front, India and US, they are still not engaging directly, or else they are on to the opposite sides of the poles. And US is not encouraging or not supporting India or not accommodating, whatever the word I might use, India with regard to Trans-Pacific Partnership and also Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation. And on the strategic partnership, it appears that US wants to build India against the China with regard to the China and anti-China alliance. But however, it is not in the best interest of the country. So in this particular document, India has avoided a specific reference to the South China Sea. So it is growing, and India wants, US wants India to be anti-China alliance, when all other countries wants trying to grow close to China. If you take, US itself wants to maintain a strategic relationship with China, and Russia-China relations are getting strengthened, and ASEAN relations also getting strengthened with China. So in these circumstances, creating a head-off with a neighbor is not good in the interests of India. So India need to be cautious with ongoing developments. Now coming to nervous takeoff. This article is related to civil aviation policy. We have discussed that the civil aviation policy in India, it is about connectivity, affordability, and ease of doing business. Now in this context, the civil aviation policy has proposed for regional connectivity schemes and also a peak of 2,500 rupees on secondary and tertiary towns connectivity which are within less than 1 hour of distance airtime. So in this context, the airlines and their losses will be subsidized through a taxation or through a cess imposition of 2% on major destinations. So in this context, is it bringing back the license Raj is the major question. And added to that, the civil aviation policy aims to triple the passenger load by 2022, and the goal appears to be too ambitious if we take the targets or challenges before us. Now, the open sky arrangement was brought into place. In this, anywhere greater than 5,000 kilometers, the open skies will be provided on the basis of a reciprocal advantage. It means they have to give the number of seats to us, and on that basis we also provide the seats to them and access to our airports. In these circumstances, India has already an open skies policy with the United States and UK. And in the other European countries, it is not in a position to use the existing seats. How will it get benefited from the more seats? That's what is the question over here. And then center has offered to grant a special economic zone status to the aeronautical manufacturing facilities. So it may boost aeronautical manufacturing in India. And then 0 by 20 rule has been brought in the place of 5 by 20 rule. But even having these 20 aircrafts is also difficult for a new airline that has come into existence. Now coming to the next article, it is related to the merger makes the waves again. Now this year in prelims, a question is expected on the gravitational waves. Now when two black holes meet, so it is proposed that a waves come up and they are not been demonstrated till date. So last year LIGO, so it has demonstrated a merger of the two black holes and the gravitational waves generated out of it. Here LIGO stands for Laser Interferometer Gravitational Wave Observatory. So now again another LIGO also has observed the gravitational waves, and new LIGO is coming up in India and also in Italy. It shows these are the good signs for the science. Coming to Indian Express, about to take off, it is just again the new aviation policy. And then coming to the taxman goeth. This article is related to the recent Prime Minister's address to the IRS officers. According to this, now people-friendly tax officers, it's a myth if you take the relationship between the tax officials and people. Obviously it is going to be a rough shed. Now coming to the best way to welfare, this article is related to recent Swiss system where they tried to bring in a universal basic income to everyone. So though this proposal is rejected, now in Switzerland any policy will be taken through public referendums. That is what is called direct democracy operating in Switzerland. So in this case, majority of the people in Switzerland rejected this, but however it has certain merits to be considered. The first thing is, in India if you see we have 300 plus welfare programs administered by different departments. Now this will be replaced by one single cash transfer scheme fixed at every week or every month. And the second, it reduces unnecessarily bureaucratic costs, bureaucratic discretion, corruption and everything associated with this. And third thing, people will have a choice with their money what to do, how to buy, etc. Now, on the other hand, if you observe, you cannot expect the people to spend it for the intended purpose. And second, people to exercise the choices. We shall replace the existing public sector with the private sector, especially in education, health, etc. It may not lead to very good developments. And the budgets, fiscal and budgetary deficits are bound to increase. In this case, Milton Friedman said, any such initiative has to be budget neutral. If it has to be budget neutral, the tax rates will invariably go high. The tax rates have to be, it means one way the government is giving money, another way it is taking the money away from the people. So these are the wrong sides of this particular program. Now coming to the ideas page. Who is afraid of the student politics? It is in the context of the TSR Subramanian Committee on Educational Policy. It has recommended that the caste and religious based groups and also politics, students in politics, they shall not be actively encouraged in university campus. What is the counter argument to this? The student activism on the campus, it is questioning the very basic tenets of the existing society. And this questioning, it will provide for a new thoughts and also new perspectives, and it brings in original thinking. And also it gives a spirit to fight for inclusion in Indian society. That's why we shall go for encouragement of the student politics. And then coming to the economics page, the high value transactions, they will be under the watch of the IT department. The Central Board of Direct Taxes, it is bringing in non-filer monitoring system, that is NMS. So to see the high worth individuals who are not filing the taxes. And the second thing is, it also is bringing in another grievance redressal mechanism that is called e-Nivaran. So it is going to work simultaneously with CP grams with the existing the redressal system. A CPGRAM stands for Centralized Public Grievance Redressal and Monitoring System. So these are the articles for today. Thank you very much.